What's going on YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs, just coming to you here with another What's Sold on eBay video. Weekly sales update. It's going to be a new part of my weekly schedule. For those of you new to my channel, I'm a part-time eBay seller, so I sell primarily men's used clothing on eBay, found in thrift stores and Goodwills and estate sales and things like that. I also invest in real estate. I have one rental property, soon to be a second early this spring. And I leverage my eBay business into the real estate. That's been kind of the new pattern of late. And then I also work full-time in the corporate finance world. So I do data consulting actually for that type of finance area. So I kind of have all three of those things going on. If you can hear the jingling below, that is my dog Thor. Fearless golden retriever. He may make an appearance, but anytime I do a video, he likes to be disruptive. So thanks for stopping by. Let me just check the chat, make sure that I sound okay. Looks like everyone's starting to pile in. And true to the format with these, I will jump in and show you. I picked out 20 items of the the 58 that sold, and I'll just kind of walk through those. And that's the squeaky ball. Nice ones. He's a special dog. There you go, bud. Let me see if I can get this ball away from him. There, problem solved. In any case, so I will go through the different items, talk about what I got them for, what they will sell for, and what you can expect if you're out there thrifting, and hopes to help you out. I will screen share during it, and as you can see, just in totality, I sold 58 items for $1,142 this past week, which was really good. I was very happy with that, and I've been starting to ramp up my listings a little more. I pretty much, when we were buying our house this last month or so, I really haven't listed much at all. So I'm really just glad to kind of get back into routines and get things moving in the right direction. So let me share my screen with you here. All right, we should be good to go. I see some people saying hi to Thor in the chat. He says, sure, he would love to say hi back. He's a pretty friendly guy. All right, so just wanted to show kind of the little blip here. $1,142 in sales, up 16% over the previous week. And obviously, in part to listing more helps. The other big piece is I ran some auctions. I've been trying to get rid of some old inventory, and a bunch of those, they kind of drove down my average sale price, but I probably had like 15 or 20 of them that went live. So that really, that sold. So that was a nice little boost this last Friday. And let me see what else here. All right, so let's just jump right in. Sorry, kind of all over the place. Thor is still here at my feet, being very interested in what's going on. So those Brooks Brothers, I like picking up the Brooks Brothers sweaters, obviously, especially this time of year. The Saxon wool, you can see in the title here, is a big, they seem to do really well for me. I've had this one for a little longer, but not bad. I took a best offer of $18 for this. Plus the $4.98 shipping. I have recently, just actually as of today, I've increased my shipping to $5.99. I just think that it fits better. I sell a lot of multi-quantity with, I made like a big LL Bean purchase with pants a while back. And so I've been selling a lot more multiples, and people ask for shipping discounts. So I've actually upped my shipping to $5.99 just to kind of help offset that, so I can offer the right discounts on the shipping. But in any case, let me see if I can show you this, kind of how I take pictures. This was an older inventory. And there is the tag. Like I said, the Saxon wool does really well for me. And I found quite a few different versions of this type of sweater. The V-necks seem to do better than the crew necks. If you can find one with like Argyle patterns, they do really well. But in general, Brooks Brothers wool sweaters do pretty well. And I picked that up for $3.99 at my local Goodwill, and that shipped first class. These actually sold yesterday. The first time I ever found this brand. It's called Hardcore. And these are just like insulated, really thick insulated snow ski board type pants. See if I can show you kind of the logo on the outside there. They had like the big cargo pocket on them. The pockets in the front. And then here is the logo. And they're size 38. Like I said, it's the first time I'd ever found these. I when I picked them up, I knew they were pretty well insulated, so I figured they would do okay. And then when I started looking at the brand and the comps, it did even better. They sold full price, $39.87 plus $4.98 to ship. A lot of people ask me how I get my pricing. Honestly, I set my pricing usually at like $39.99 or $38.99 or something like that. And then over time, I just decrease a lot of my prices by a penny just to kind of freshen the listing. So that's how they get to these really weird spots. All right, Cloud Veal or Veal. I'm not sure how you want to pronounce that. But this is a brand that I've really enjoyed finding. I don't find it a ton. It has 100% sell-through for me. It seems to be a very niche outdoor type brand, kind of like similar to Patagonia, but not. I would say like not as stylish. But this sold for full price, $26.62 and $4.98 to ship. Great sales in it for $3.99. It shipped first class. It's just like one of those like lightweight, dry fit, quarter zip type things. These ones usually have, I didn't picture them, they usually have like the thumb hole for the sleeve if you want to put the sleeve over your hands. And here is your label. So highly recommend picking it up if you can find it. I always do pretty well with it. I'm just going to check the chat real quick to make sure we're okay here. Yep, Thomas, your math is right. I think it was right around $19 a sale, which considering the 18 auctions or so that diluted it because they were like $10 or $11 sale just to get rid of old inventory. I think if I removed those, it was about $25 per sale of my normal stuff, which is like I like to be that 25 to 28 range. I've been trying to move a lot of old inventory lately too, though, so I'm expecting best offers. Just I'm cleaning stuff out, reorganizing to start the new year, and just to make sure I get a lot of dead inventory out. So here is, this was a part of the bulk purchase. So it's LL Bean. I bought, it was a big variety. So any that don't follow my channel, I bought 3,000 pair. It was 4 pallets full. About 65% was women's, 35% was men's. Flannel line jeans were a small piece of the order, and they've been just starting to sell lately. And I kind of held high on the price for these because I knew that they do well in the wintertime. I got this order back in May. So these sold for $21.57. You can see I have more of them up listed, but I did sell 1 pair, and they're size 4 talls, and charged $5.97 to ship. So a decent sale, right around that $28 mark or so. And I was in these for $1.15 a pair. That's what it worked out to with the bulk order. And they shipped a flat rate for $5.95. All right, here, this was a pretty cool sale. I found this actually when I was in Austin. I was in Austin, Texas over the summer for the Green Room meetup. And I was out thrifting with actually Tino, the Soul Advisor, and Jason over from Prof Sales YouTube channel. And I think I was the Bob Weiss as well. I'm not sure. I can't remember who all of this. But anyways, I found this for, I think I paid $4 at a Goodwill, maybe 5, and 5 at the most. But it's Kennington is the brand, and it's like a vintage. This one was obviously Fantasia themed, and they paid a full price, $30.63 plus $4.98 to ship. And I'll show you kind of some of the patterns. It was a pretty loud shirt. Let's see. And there's your tag. Oops. You can see it there. So I wasn't sure if it was going to sell. The comps were all over the place. I just priced it a little higher and kind of sat on it. This was from probably July when I sourced it. So it didn't sat half a year, but in it for that much, and to flip it for 35 shipped first class, pretty happy with that. Here's an example of me getting rid of some old inventory. So this Mavi, I guess is the brand name. Comps are kind of all over the place with these. And you can tell, like, I used to hang my jeans when I first was getting into selling jeans. I didn't really know what I was doing. They don't look terrible, but again, I was just trying to move these. So I actually took a best offer of $15 plus the $4.98 to ship, so like $19.98. Threw them in a flat rate for $5.95 and got rid of them. So I was happy to move those. And I was in those for $4.99. Jeans are all $4.99 here in Charlotte. Pretty fortunate with the prices here. And I tried to mix in, guys, just like some basic sales and some more like the higher end stuff, because I wanted you to see, obviously, not all sales are home runs. So this was a bigger pair of the LL Bean pants I got in that bulk order. So I got these for $1.15. And I am selling them. They're all new without tags. They were shelf pulls, just missing their tag or missing the tags. So you can see these are definitely a wider waist. And took a best offer of these for like $18.50. plus $4.98 to ship, and $1.15. Like that's a really good margin for me. I'm really happy with that. These always go in a flat rate, $5.95 priority. So I'm really happy with that margin. Just posted this recently on Instagram. These Levi's, the 524 2 super lows, seem to be doing really well for me. I think I've sold 3 or 4 pair in the last month and a half. So I've been trying to pick these up whenever I can find them. I don't pick up a lot of women's Levi's, but this is the one that I do pick up. These actually sold for full price, $22.43 plus $4.98 to ship. They even had like the fading on them. I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know, the fading around the butt area, and no issues. Haven't had any complaints or returns yet, thankfully. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. But in these for $4.99, so you know, just kind of a steady sale there. Just gonna flip to the chat real quick, make sure we're good. Looks like we're good. I'm gonna keep flipping back here. Here's another LL Bean pair. Here's an example. These are 1857, just basic, the natural fit LL Bean line. And you'll see all these have the X on them because LL Bean has an excellent return policy. And so these are to avoid that return policy as a part of the shelf pull when they donate it. So not too bad at $1.15 each. This is an example, again, of me just getting rid of old inventory. I took a best offer of $14.99 and plus $4.98 to ship. So basically about $20 shipped. This was super lightweight, shipped first class for, I think it was like 8 ounces. So it's just an ex officio vented fishing shirt. I still like picking these up whenever I can. This one just happened. I don't know why it sat as long as it did. I usually can get 20 to 25 shipped for these, pretty steady though. So I was happy with that. I get these for $3.99, and like I said, they're super lightweight to ship. Here's another example from the bulk buy I had, and I am, by the way, on the lookout for another bulk buy, especially now with the house having a little more room. I wouldn't mind processing another one, maybe like half the size or a third of the size. I don't think I'd go 3,000 units again. That's just too much for a one-man show, but 1,000 units would be fun to do. But these are flannel line dress pants, and obviously the winter season here, these flannel line stuff has been going really well. The natural fit, and these sold for full price, $22.57 plus $5.99 to ship. So really nice sale there as $1.15 cost of goods. This sold, I can't remember which night this sold last week. It might have been, it was like midweek, I think. But Paul Pierce, Brooklyn, not used to seeing another Brooklyn jersey, but it's one of those short sleeve jerseys, the Adidas, had stitched on letters and numbers, and sold for full price, $41.60 plus $4.98 to ship. It was an adult large. This was definitely used, but it was in excellent condition. Actually, this was like a mini bulk buy I had off a Facebook group like well over a year ago. I had bought like 100 jerseys or so, and this was one of them. I was in it for about $12.50, and it shipped first class. So decent sale there. Again, this is an older pair of jeans I was just looking to move. Usually you can get more for the silver tap baggy style, the vintage Levi's. But the listing I don't think was that high quality. I don't think that, I mean, this is kind of my early days selling jeans. I think I get a little more from nowadays. But I ended up taking a best offer of $20 plus $4.98 to ship. I was happy to move them for that $25, you know, ship price point. And those for $4.99. This was a one-off brand. I don't know that I'd pick it up again. It's just, I saw the shirt, I saw the pattern. It's like basically like a Paisley Glen plaid, navy blue with flip cuffs. So I thought, you know, I don't know, it reminded me of like a Robert Graham almost. And so I picked it up. It was $3.99. I just took a shot on it, and actually took a best offer of, I think it was $18 plus $4.98 to ship. So not too bad, a little above that $20 price point for a dress shirt that I'm in for $4, and it ships first class. So that's right about where I like to be. I like to be, like I said, I'd like for my average sale price, including shipping, to be between $25 and $28. That's kind of my core model. So, you know, right around that area here. Here are some vintage Tommy Carpenter style jeans. I picked these up not too long ago, maybe 2 months. You can see, I hate this with the eBay app. I know I bring it up in like every video, but I rotated this picture and the eBay app just rotates it back. Same with this one. So it looks like it's all fine, and then it just rotates it back. Really annoying. At least the 2 window pictures here are fine, but you can see these had quite a bit of wear on the cuff area and stuff, and these still sold. I took a best offer of $28 plus $4.98 to ship for these. I put fair pre-owned condition, heavy wear on cuffs, visible stain on the right thigh, and carpenter loop. Like I was really transparent. I always try to do that with any of the flaw stuff here, just because I don't want, just decrease returns, decrease complaints, and avoid those items not as described. Been really working. Another reason I've been cleaning up my inventory and getting rid of stuff is I'm just trying to get. I've had a lot of returns off old items at auction. I've had a lot of issues not finding some really old stuff that's like 2+ years old. And so I'm just really doing a full inventory, full cleanse, make sure I start 2018 the right way, get my seller standard up higher. And I would like to get top rated seller at some point. So I'm getting back now that I have all my inventory in the house, I can get back to 1-day handling and just, all those things you need to do to get that. All right, here's another just LL Bean, just kind of bread and butter stuff for me now. I've got about 2,000 units left. These 1858 plus $4.98 to ship, just kind of beige dress pants. Great sale for me. And then for $1.15. And again, I would not recommend picking up LL Bean used unless you get the flannel line jeans. They do okay, but typically I just stay away from it. This just happened to be the bulk buy. Sorry about that, these happen to be the bulk buy and the shelf pull, so I'm in them for the right price. I'm able to sell them new without tags. So just keep that in mind, guys. All right, before I do the last 5, I just want to check the chat one more time. Make sure we don't have any trolls in here. Someone just asked where I got the bulk buy. I got the bulk buy. It was actually through an offer up deal that actually Chris, 10K on the Bay, had found. And logistically with California, it just wasn't a good shipping point it was from New York. So I ended up taking a shot on it, and it's worked out well so far. I actually thought it was going to lead to a lot more bulk buy deals from the same guy, but he actually took his business in a different direction, and now he's bulk buying and not being the middleman, and he kind of is, and he's doing like brick and mortar retail, believe it or not. So that didn't pan out, but I'm still looking for other avenues. All right, here is a Peter Millar cashmere V-neck sweater. Now, normally Peter Millar and cashmere like this, I would have got a lot higher than this $30.64 price point. However, it has a YMCA embroidery on the side of it. Kind of, it was probably like an employee's at some point, and it was a specific one. I'm pretty sure I show it right here. So it is this. I don't know if it says Sally's Y. I think it says Sally's YMCA. But so I had to get a lower price point, but I still got $30.64 plus $4.98 to ship. It was a great sale. I love Peter Millar. Peter Millar cashmere is just gold usually. And I like their dress shirts. I love their dress pants. The dress pants go really well. So yeah, just be on the lookout. Great brand, Peter Millar. I was in this for $3.99. This is kind of a unique one that I don't really find these a ton, but I found it was a new Johnston and Murphy sweatshirt, and it had kind of that inside out look to it. You see the ribbing on it. No, I didn't have it the wrong way. That's actually how it is. But it had let me see if it shows on the tag. So every now and then I find stuff like this. So it's got the string and a little plastic piece on it, but it's missing the tag. So I sell these as new without tags because that's basically what they are. And I took a best offer of $23 plus $4.98 to ship. I was in this for $3.99, so it shipped. Actually, this was heavy, so it shipped flat rate for $5.95. So decent find there, and it was XXL, which helps. Here was a new Field and Stream. I found 2 of these. They're the same size, XXLs. I sold them separately. This one I took a best offer of $19.99 plus $4.98 to ship, so basically $25 shipped, and I was in this for $3.99 and waiting for the other one to sell. I've had a couple offers on it. I'm just kind of holding off to get at least about that same price point, just because of this season I feel like there's no way that I shouldn't get at least that for it. And then here's a last one. So this is my Gitman Brothers. Definitely the stock, I would say, has gone down on those over the years. I used to be able to get like 30, 35 shipped for these dress shirts, especially the vintage ones. But the market, I don't know if it's just too saturated now or what, but I actually took a best offer of like $16 for this plus $4.98 to ship. So about that $21 price point all in. I was in it for $3.99, and that's what I've been getting right around that $20 to $25 ship for these lately. I think that's just where the market is settled. So that is it for these guys. I'm going to stop sharing, jump back to the chat here. Hopefully that helps you guys and gives you some value, shows you kind of what I've been selling. I know what sold videos and haul videos are always the most helpful for me as a reseller. And so I just try to share as much as I can. It's also nice to get feedback from other sellers who watch these. I learn a lot through the comments and the different, kind of advice and specialties everyone has. It's nice to get that. So I'm just going to check the chat here. I'll take a couple of questions. I got about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to be doing photos for about an hour, and then I'm going to be listing during the Patriot Miami game tonight. It is it's fantasy football playoffs, and I have Jarvis Landry tonight, and the person I'm playing in the playoffs has Kenny Stills, and I am down by 5 points, so I need Jarvis to outscore him. I'm hoping that no big plays. Patriots don't like to give up big plays, so I'm hoping no big plays from Stills, and that Landry is just a PPR monster, and I win my matchup. I'm going to try to get like 25 items listed tonight if I can. Oh, sorry. Thor's shaking the table here. Let's see what else. So Thomas said, in Miami, you can just stand on the corner of the sign that says, I bulk buy, or I buy bulk. Bunches and bunches of bulk sellers there, but they can be found everywhere. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard finding bulk. Like, it's not hard finding people who sell in bulk, Thomas. It's hard finding people who leave enough margin to make it worth it. I think that's like the biggest thing, right? Like, I think that anyone could find a steady stream of bulk buying, but there might only be 10 or 15% left in margin for you. And is it worth all that manpower to do that and sit on all that capital, have it tied up, all that inventory, have it tied up? Like, that becomes debatable whether it's worth it. I mean, this one at $1.15 a pair, I factored in like 500 pair of waist, so I got 2,500 pair left to sell. I knew I was going to have around $18 to $20, kind of a selling point, so it made sense for me to do it. But I see so many where like they're new with tags items and they're like selling them for $6 to $8 a unit, and it's like you're going to get barely 50% retail for most things on eBay, and the market's probably already saturated with it. So you're competing against other people. So you're just so thin on margin. Yes, you're saving yourself time on not sourcing, but the amount of manpower to move through it, you just got to make sure it makes sense and there's enough margin for it to be worth it. Because otherwise, you could use the same amount of time thrifting and get higher price items for bigger margin, and be good. And yeah, Thomas, I'm going to be in these for 2 years. I mean, I knew that it was going to be 18 to 24 months to flip through them. I'm okay with that. Right, I'm selling 10 or 15 a week pretty steadily. 2 pair a day, it's pretty much my average. And they've been picking up a lot more. I've been selling a lot more 3, 4, 5 pair purchases to single buyers. But like, I'm okay with that because I have a space to store them. I don't have any extra cost to store them anymore. They're here. They're already listed. All the work's done. And so it's a steady stream. If I could find more deals like that at $1 or $2 a piece, I would do that for sure. And Rex made a great point. He's like, you didn't know the quality, and you're right. I didn't know the quality. I had to buy them pretty much off of like 10 to 15 pictures. So virtually sight unseen for 3,000 pair and just hope that they were good. This one worked out. It's all relationship building. I think Rally Roots, and give them a little bit of a shout out. They have a really great philosophy around like wholesale and bulk buying. They're really, really, really good at developing relationships where both sides win, and they're getting steady supplies, and there's enough meat on the bone for both sides. That's the whole thing, is like, you have to find a supplier that you develop that rapport with, and you both are winning. Because if you're both not winning, and sorry, Thor keeps shaking the table. If you're both not winning, like, it's just not worth it, and it's going to fizzle out because someone's going to feel like they're getting taken advantage of at some point. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm far from an expert. I've had one experience bulk buying. I feel like I learned a lot through it. I feel like I know margins pretty well, and I understand like the manpower now. After I literally processed 3,000 pallets pretty much by myself, with maybe 20 hours of hired help over the course of the summer. So like I get what it takes to do it, and I get when, to me, it's worth it or not. For me, I'm lucky. I'm fortunate to have a day job that pays well. And this is a hobby thing for me that I leverage into, real estate right now. But like, to bulk buy, you need to really, really think about what you're doing. And sorry, Thor is just being crazy. Whoa. He just got really scared. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up the video before Thor terrorizes me anymore, and I make any of you seasick with the camera there. Have an awesome night, guys. Hopefully I answered any questions. I don't see any that I didn't answer. Oh, Chris just asked, are you having good sales because of Green Monday? I woke up to 9 sales this afternoon. I actually haven't noticed a huge difference. I have like 150 bucks in sales a day, I think. Nothing too crazy, but well, I hope they pick up. Hopefully I wake up to a bunch more, but I haven't seen a huge difference. So we'll see kind of as the night goes on. I would love, hopefully with me listing more, it'll just keep cranking up. But we will see. Have an awesome night, guys. Hit that like button on the way out. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. Let me know what your best sales are, in the comments. I like to hear kind of how everyone's businesses are doing. And, I follow a lot of your resellers either on Instagram or here on YouTube, and it's just really cool to see how people's businesses are doing, how you're evolving, what levels you're getting to, if you're leveling up. We're all at a different place and we all have different goals. So it's just nice to hear what everyone's doing. So have an awesome night, guys. Appreciate all the support, and I'll be back later this week.